When I was a little rich, once a week our family of 6 would make sure the antenna was perfectly tuned in and huddle around the television to watch Captain James T. Kirk and the Starship Enterprise go where no man had gone before. It was in those early years of my life that I became really a Trekkie. For those who don't know what a Trekkie is, that's someone who is a fan of Star Trek franchise. As a parent, I pass this important dynamic of life on to my children. So I taught my children to give the sign, live long and prosper. Now, I'm always entertained when a group of people find new civilization or find themselves trapped by an alien force that requires them to solve the problem that otherwise would, be the end of humanity or everyone will perish. Now, in that show was Lieutenant Uhura. Lieutenant Uhura was the first comms officer. She was someone who specialized in cryptology, the ability to figure out hidden or unknown messages. She also specialized in linguistics or languages. Her name, Uhura, comes from a Swahili word called Uhuru, meaning freedom. Now, Nichelle Nichols, the actress who first played Uhura in 1966, was the first African-American actress to play a significant role in Hollywood. An interesting story behind Nichelle's role came after the first season. She always wanted to pursue Broadway acting and had decided actually to quit Star Trek to pursue her dream. And she went to Gene Roddenberry and resigned. He, being very upset, told her to take the weekend and think about it. The next day, she was scheduled to be at a NAACP fundraising event. After she arrived, the promoter told her that Dr. Martin Luther King was there and really wanted to meet her. She remembers looking up and seeing him walk toward her with a big smile on his face. He greeted her by saying how he was a big Trekkie. She said she was as well, and she was going to miss her coworkers. She explained she was leaving Star Trek. Dr. King said to her, "You can't do that. Don't you understand what this man, being Gene Roddenberry, has achieved? For the first time, the world is seeing things the way they should be, races working together." He said, "You also have to understand that this is the only television show that my wife, Coretta, and I will allow our children to stay up and watch." This story exemplifies Star Trek's ability to celebrate the potential of one person. It's right here that I believe that temptation really attempts to get people caught by believing that humanity has the ultimate potential to solve, do, and become anything. We're tempted to believe nothing can hold us back. We forget that we're only human and as such have limitations. Now, James tells us to keep our limitations in clear view. James says, "Look here, you who say, today or tomorrow we are going to a certain town or will stay there a year. We will do business there and make a profit. How do you know what your life will be like tomorrow? Your life is like the morning fog. It's here a little while, then it's gone. What you ought to say is, if the Lord wants us to, we will live and do this or that. Otherwise, you are boasting about your own pretentious plans, and all such boasting is evil. Remember, it is sin to know what you ought to do and then not do it." James is saying we're not the master of our own life. We do not have the ability to know what will happen tomorrow. We can save all the money in the world for a first-class retirement and then lose our health. It is a temptation of belief. Do you believe that you can, ? You can finish that any way you want, or do you believe you can if God? The belief tells you who is driving or in control of your life. So calibrate by stepping down as the CEO or captain of your life, then step up and say to the devil, "God is in control of my life." Then step into a deeper relationship with the Lord by asking him what you should do. Now, if you don't hear his voice, then step out and say, "Lord, I will trust you with the outcome." When you do this, you're not taking life as it comes. You are really shaping it by trusting the one who will make the best outcome for your life. So, until next week, don't just take life as it comes, calibrate and shape it as you go. Thank you for following Calibrate. Share it with someone you know. Take a moment and review us and give us a good rating on iTunes, Google Play, Facebook, or YouTube.